Hi, I'm Dr. Tubbs. Quite a bit of people ask me, what is wellness medicine? And I tell them basically there's two types of wellness medicine that exist today. There's mainstream wellness medicine that looks at wellness as absence of disease. Then there's true wellness medicine, the one I practice, and the one practiced by Hippocrates, the father of medicine, taught 3 wellness principles. 1, you have to get your rest. 2, you have to exercise regularly. 3, you have to have proper nutrition. To emphasize the importance of these 3 fundamental wellness principles, I use what I call the triangle of success. From a holistic approach, I teach my patients to address each of these fundamental points equally to be successful in achieving wellness. Point number 1, you need to get your rest and learn how to handle your stress. Point number 2, we are designed to move. You should be getting daily exercise. Number 3, you have to provide your body with the adequate amounts and adequate balance of nutrients. Every single biochemical in our body comes either directly or indirectly from our food. From the scientific perspective, this holds true today. And I added a fundamental point, number 4. This is the area of the triangle, and it refers to your entire biochemistry. I'm talking about the biochemistry that includes your brain and gut chemistries, your hormone levels, your micronutrient levels, and vitamins and minerals, and your antioxidant levels, and also your metabolism. These are all the things I can test through blood work. From a holistic point of view, you need to address all points equally to have a complete triangle and to achieve optimal wellness. The amount of rest will affect your biochemistry. The amount of exercise also affects your biochemistry. How you're eating will affect your biochemistry, and vice versa. Your chemistry affects and really reflects how you're going to sleep and handle your stress. And your biochemistry affects and reflects your exercise tolerance, and your biochemistry affects your nutrition and reflects your appetite and cravings.
What is functional medicine? Functional medicine truly addresses the root cause that has created biochemical imbalances, pre-disease states, and disease. Mainstream medicine agrees inflammation is the root cause of 90% of chronic disease. But they stop there and address the inflammation only with pharmaceuticals or surgery. Inflammation is absolutely one of the most powerful triggers for disease and cancer. However, a physician who practices functional medicine addresses the root cause of the inflammation, and the evidence is mounting that poor lifestyles, especially poor nutrition, are the major causes of inflammation. Cancer cells thrive in people with poor diet. Now a scientific fact. Let me tell you this. Did you know that the Greek meaning of physician is naturalist, and that the Greek meaning of doctor is teacher? Unfortunately, that doesn't sound like the mainstream physician of today. And consistent with this genius, Thomas Edison, who said, "The doctor of the future will give no medicine but interest his patients in the care of the human frame in diet and in cause and prevention of disease." It took us over 100 years to finally listen to Thomas Edison, because this describes the physician who practices functional medicine. Mainstream wellness physicians and the majority of people think of wellness in terms of illness. They assume that absence of illness or disease indicates wellness. This is false wellness. They commonly treat pre-disease states not with what Thomas Edison alluded to, but with synthetic pharmaceuticals that provide no cure. There are actually many degrees of wellness, just as there are many degrees of illness. The illness-wellness continuum illustrates the relationship of the mainstream medicine paradigm to the wellness paradigm. In one direction, you have the development of wellness, which can ultimately lead to a high level of wellness. In the opposite direction, you have the development of disease, which can lead to premature death. An individual in the comfort zone, false wellness, typically present with no symptoms exercise sporadically, and really health isn't a priority. Most of the time, these individuals, especially with premature aging due to poor lifestyle, develop symptoms, some overt and some subtle, usually on synthetic chemicals such as any kind of drug therapy, have had surgery that reflects poor lifestyle choices again, such as gallbladder surgery, and they are losing function prematurely. With time and accompanied by compliancy issues or absence of lifestyle changes, develop a poor quality of life, severe disease that terminates in premature death. Heading in the wellness direction, you can have an individual who's relatively healthy because they are educated to some about wellness, subscribes to a thoughtful but suboptimal nutrition plan, the so-called cherry pickers or part-timers. They exercise regularly and tend to place the most emphasis on exercise, get adequate sleep, and handle their stress relatively well. Then you take the individual who is very serious about their wellness and honor their temple, which houses their spirit, a precious gift from God. These individuals are always looking for improvements in lifestyle. These patients appreciate the science of nutrition, exercise, human physiology and biochemistry, and stress management that applies to the development and maintenance of a great quality of life. Their growth is dynamic. These individuals have a primary goal to be highly functional as long as they can. This is the optimal way to enjoy this short life. This is my personal goal. If the good Lord allows me to live into my 80s or my 90s, I want to be as highly productive and highly functional as possible. I could die next week, but let me tell you, I enjoyed that last week on earth. I don't want to be just kept alive with drugs, surgery, hospital admissions, and have a poor quality of life. I want to thrive and not just survive.